I specifically designed today's workout to help you play more faster, more cleaner, and more smarter. Practice on it today, and if it doesn't work out for you, send in your receipt for a full refund. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy Uncle Ben, and welcome to a brand new installment of Weekend Wank Shop. As I've said on my channel many times in the past, practicing speed burst exercises is absolutely the best way to maintain and improve your overall speed as a player. But you can get even more benefit out of speed bursts whenever you mix up the rhythmic subdivisions like we are today. The exercise I came up with for you guys to practice here has a combination of 16th notes and sextuplets. That means that in every section of this we're going to be shifting from 4 notes per beat to a faster 6 note per beat feel. Make this a regular part of your playing. It's going to improve your picking control and speed as well as your rhythmic vocabulary. As always, today's video is brought to you guys by everybody who supports my channel over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. People are saying it's the coolest place on the entire internet, and I'm inclined to agree. And that's because if you sign up over there, even for just $1 a month, you're gonna get access to a ton of bonus goodies like extra videos, downloadable tabs, backing tracks, and so much more. This week, everybody who supports my channel, even for just $1 a month, is gonna get access to guitar profiles to go along with this, as well as the practice tracks that I made to help you build your perfect practice session. You're also going to get downloadable tabs and a super extended bonus version of this video with even more tips, tricks, and technical details in it. So don't delay, sign up today. Gear-wise for today's video, I'm going to be playing one of my absolute favorite guitars, my lovely Jackson Virtuoso here, and I'm playing that through my Synergy rig today. I'm going to be using their 800 module. Let's hear that bad Larry again at STEPDAD SPEED. Yeah, this exercise is in the key of A minor. We're going to be playing it on the D and G strings. But I also recommend taking that around to other string pairs like your E and A or your B and E. Now the way I designed this is so that the burst of sextuplets moves throughout every measure. First measure is going to have the speed burst on beat 4, so it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, triplet, triplet. The second measure is going to have that burst on beat number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we move it to beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last measure has it on beat number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we play the entire rhythmic figure together, it's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be applying that rhythmic concept to these notes. We're just going to be playing A, B, C, D, E, F. The first measure is going to sound like this. that's all going to be alternate pick. Now whenever I play through that, I'm really trying to concentrate on the second time around that I hit this E note. I'm thinking about that as being like my launching pad for those sextuplets. All these examples, I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to think of one particular note as kind of being the anchor point where the speed burst of sextuplets is going to begin. So this first time around, it's going to be the second time we play that E note. The second grouping is going to have the speed burst happen on beat number 3. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that right there. So I'm kind of thinking of the A note the second time around as being sort of my anchor point for the sextuplets. 2, 3, and so on. This is good because you get to kind of shift gears and downshift after the sextuplets as you walk down the scale. The next measure is going to have the speed burst happen on beat number 2. I think this is probably the most challenging one for me for reasons unknown. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm thinking of the E note, again, as being kind of the anchor point for the sextuplets. And then the root note here, A, as being kind of my slowdown point when I go back to the 16ths. And then the last measure is going to have the speed burst happen on beat number 1. So right from the get-go, we're coming out of the gate here in 5th gear. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we put that all together and we're going to be moving that burst of speed throughout the measure and gaining a lot of picking control and rhythmic awareness as we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. I love using bursts of speed like this because for one, it makes your soloing sound a lot more interesting. I find solos that are just non-stop 16th notes or non-stop sextuplets to be like a really boring drum solo where it just rolls non-stop. I don't really find that very interesting. But stuff that has rhythms that go up and down and accelerate and decelerate over a groove, I think are just rhythmically way more interesting. So this helps you build some of that stuff into your soloing vocabulary for one. Those bursts of speed are also the perfect place to check for any tension that you're building up in your playing and help you learn to stay loose and relaxed as you shred your way through it. So whenever you go to those 16th note triplets, the sextuplets there, I want you to become really aware of anything that's changing in your playing. Are you gripping your pick tighter? Are your shoulders coming up? Are you holding your breath? Is anything changing, you know? Try to become really aware of that. And you can monitor that tension two different ways primarily. For one, you could just try to notice if you tense up whenever you start playing the faster sextuplets. You know, if you grip tighter, if you pick tighter, fret tighter, whatever, it'll be pretty apparent whenever you go to that. It's also a good idea to record yourself and listen back and see if you can tell that you're hitting the string harder, maybe pulling it sharp by fretting harder or anything. That's a good thing to do. Another thing that's great, especially as you get into the second and third variations of the lick where it has the speed burst earlier on, is you can really notice if anything relaxes when you're done with the speed burst. So we're not just looking for tension when it starts, we're looking for relaxation when it's finished, just like my honeymoon. You know, if you notice yourself really ease up on the notes after the sextuplet, that's going to be an indicator that you're tensing up whenever you're doing the speed burst part. Try to find a tempo where you can keep it all very level, all very relaxed, and that's going to be a good starting point for you. The guitar profile and the practice tracks that I've got on the Patreon are the perfect way to do that. Now, another thing I want you guys to do as you practice your way through this is to really accent the note that's on the beat. You can hear I'm like really leaning into the note that falls on the downbeat. That should always be a downstroke. This is really important. This will really help you keep your alternate picking on track. Because I find a lot of times people will think that they're alternate picking and something will be going astray in there. But by really tying your strong downstroke right there on the downbeat, it's going to be a great way for you to check and see if that is landing on a downstroke every single time. If you ever do that accented note and it's an up, your alternate picking has deviated somewhere in there. Maybe you slipped in some economy picking, maybe you slipped in a hammer-on or pull-off to help you get to the next string or whatever. Simply by tying that really strong downstroke on the downbeat, it can really help you monitor that. It can also help you build dynamics into your playing as well, which are mondo important. So there you go, guys, a fun and musical way to build your pick and chomps and rhythmic vocabulary more better than ever. Give that one a shot this week, report back with your findings, let me know how it goes. Put up a video of yourself shredding through it on the Instagram. Tag me on there, at Ben Eller Guitars. I would love to see your progress, and give me a follow while you're on there. You're gonna get even more out of this by grabbing the guitar profiles, practice tracks, and tabs over on my Patreon page. A Patreon cut also has a ton more detail in it, some other variations you can practice this workout with to get even more benefits out of it, all kinds of good stuff. You're gonna wanna check that stuff out. So sign up today over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Thanks as always for watching the video. Be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, hit everything that you can. It's all gonna help us out in the long run. And be sure to tune in next week for another slice of fried gold. Well guys, it's been fun as always, but now it's time for me to do some practicing of my own, and I recommend you guys do the same. Let's click in. More picking.